Grizz, I do not think this map is right.
Nonsense, Panda! Ice Bear found it!
The bright morning sun had barely risen above the Emerald Mountains when something extraordinary happened deep inside the Whispering Forest. A mysterious silver-blue light suddenly flashed across the sky and disappeared behind the tallest hill, leaving every bird silent and every animal frozen in place. Even the gentle wind stopped moving through the trees as if nature itself was holding its breath. No one knew what had fallen from the sky, but an old forest legend spoke of magical moonlight berries that appeared only once every 100 years. Whoever found them with a kind and selfless heart would discover a treasure far greater than gold. Three bear brothers had no idea that this peaceful morning was about to become the greatest adventure of their lives. Before we begin this unforgettable journey, if you believe that kindness, friendship, and second chances can change the world, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to 3 Bear Bears. Your support helps bring more heartwarming stories to life. The 3 brothers were unlike anyone else in the forest. The oldest was Bruno, a cheerful brown bear who always believed every problem could be solved with courage and a smile. The second was Milo, a gentle panda who loved books, flowers, and helping every tiny creature he met. The youngest was Koda, a calm white bear whose quiet wisdom often guided his brothers through difficult times. They lived together in a cozy wooden cabin surrounded by wildflowers, tall pine trees, and a sparkling river that reflected the golden morning sunlight. Every day they worked together, gathered food, cared for injured animals, and shared whatever they had with others. Their greatest strength was not their size but the love they carried in their hearts. That peaceful morning began like any other. Birds filled the air with beautiful songs while butterflies danced among colorful flowers. As the brothers prepared breakfast beside the river, they noticed dozens of animals rushing toward the northern hills with frightened expressions. Curious, the bears followed them until they reached an old wise tortoise named Orin, who had lived longer than anyone could remember. The elderly tortoise slowly explained that during sunrise he had witnessed a mysterious blue glow falling into the ancient valley beyond the crystal woods. According to legends passed down for generations, the Moonlight Berry bush had awakened once again. The legend fascinated every animal. The magical berries were said to shine like tiny moons during daylight and possess incredible power. Yet the berries could never be taken by someone driven by greed. Anyone who tried would lose their way forever inside the forest. Only those who placed others before themselves could even see the hidden path leading to the magical bush. Many brave explorers had searched for it, but none had ever returned with proof it truly existed. Bruno's adventurous spirit immediately came alive. Milo wondered if the berries could heal sick animals, while Koda quietly studied the forest around them, sensing that the journey would test much more than their courage. After thanking Orin for the warning, the brothers packed food, water, ropes, blankets, and a small first aid kit before beginning their expedition beneath the bright blue sky. The deeper they walked into the forest, the more magical everything became. Sunlight filtered gently through towering trees, painting golden patterns across the soft green grass. Crystal-clear streams crossed their path while colorful birds flew overhead. Although the morning remained beautiful, the forest carried an unusual silence, as if it were carefully watching every step they took. Not long into their journey, the brothers heard soft cries coming from a nearby bush. Hidden beneath tangled branches was a tiny fox cub whose paw had become trapped between fallen roots. The frightened little animal struggled desperately but could not escape. Bruno carefully lifted the heavy roots while Milo gently cleaned the injured paw with fresh water. Koda wrapped it with soft cloth from their supplies until the cub could walk again. The little fox happily ran back toward its family before disappearing among the trees. Helping the fox had taken valuable time, but none of the brothers regretted it. Unknown to them, the forest itself had quietly noticed their kindness. Hours later they reached the crystal woods, where towering glass-like trees reflected dazzling sunlight in every direction. The beautiful reflections created countless confusing paths. Every few minutes the brothers found themselves walking in circles without realizing it. Bruno became frustrated, Milo began losing hope, and even Koda struggled to understand which direction was real. Instead of rushing ahead, Koda suggested they stop, drink water, and carefully observe nature rather than their own fear. After resting beneath a large oak tree, they noticed butterflies flying confidently in only one direction. Trusting the tiny creatures, the brothers followed them and soon escaped the endless maze of crystal trees. Beyond the woods stood an old wooden bridge stretching across a deep canyon. Years of storms had left many boards cracked and broken. Strong winds shook the bridge violently, making every step dangerous. Halfway across, a frightened family of rabbits stood frozen, unable to continue because part of the bridge had collapsed. Without hesitation, Bruno tied his strongest rope between the remaining wooden beams. Milo carefully guided the smallest rabbits across while Koda reinforced the damaged section using fallen branches nearby. Together they safely helped every rabbit reach the other side before crossing themselves. As they continued, dark clouds briefly covered the sun, casting mysterious shadows across the valley. Strange glowing butterflies appeared, circling the brothers before flying toward a distant mountain covered with sparkling blue flowers. The bears felt that every act of kindness seemed to reveal another clue. By afternoon they finally reached the hidden valley spoken of in the ancient legend. It was unlike anything they had ever imagined. Thousands of colorful flowers covered the rolling hills while waterfalls flowed like silver ribbons beneath the bright daylight. Birds with shimmering feathers soared peacefully overhead. In the very center of the valley stood a single ancient tree whose branches reached high into the sky. Yet there was no sign of the legendary Moonlight Berries. Disappointed but determined, the brothers searched every corner of the valley. They climbed rocky hills, explored peaceful caves, and followed tiny streams, but the magical berries remained hidden. Bruno wondered if the legend had been wrong. Milo quietly prayed they had not come all this way for nothing. Koda simply smiled, believing that true treasures often appeared only when someone stopped searching for themselves. As the afternoon sun warmed the valley, the brothers noticed an exhausted family of hedgehogs struggling to carry food toward their tiny home before evening. Without thinking about the berries, the bears spent hours gathering fruit, repairing the hedgehogs' broken shelter, and helping them prepare for the coming rain. Tiny silver lights suddenly began floating around the ancient tree. The soft glowing lights gathered together, forming a sparkling path that none of the brothers had seen before. They exchanged hopeful smiles, realizing that perhaps the legend had been true all